Alrighty. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic or Nicholastic Less Known Classics. This is episode number 2430 and Doubleshot number 2324. We are covering the final trade of Alan Moore's run for Swamp Thing and a Batman miniseries, well, featuring one of the characters from Batman. Now, why view these together? Well, because basically, how should I put this? Because Alan Moore wrote a Batman one-shot. But I figured, though, why not? Here we go. We have the Saga of Swamp Thing, Book 6, which collects issues of Swamp Thing, Volume 2, issues 57 to 64. There is one issue in this book not written by Alan Moore, and that's issue 59. It is only the second issue of this whole run not written by him. Nikki, really? Yes. Actually, let's see. He does 2 issues not done by him. Yeah, 59 is done by these people. Stephen Bassi was actually the cover artist. John Tuspin. Alan Moore co-did the issue. But he didn't kind of write it. And Rick Falk. Rick Falk would also do issue 62. And this you might find shocking. Rick Falk, who was the interior artist of this book, he took over as a writer for the next couple years of the book. No, seriously, he did. His first regular issue was the very next issue, 65. He didn't leave to 87. Yeah. I'll talk about basically the rest of the writers soon. So mostly put, basically, this is basically Swamp Thing in space. Yep. Yeah, and by the way, we covered the time period of February of 1987 and we conclude in September 1987. Your writers, like I mentioned, Alan Moore, Steve Bessie, Rick Falk, and of course, Rick was also the artist with John Tuspin, Alfredo Kita, Stephen Bessie, and Tom Yates. By the way, Steve Bessie, not only he also wrote this book, he was also at one point the cover artist for this series. This cover here, this is actually one of his artwork too. Yeah, mostly put, here's what happened, the issues. Swamp Thing gets a brand new design here. And this is basically Swamp Thing's space look. Mostly put in a way, what happens here is that we deal with the whole, we have appearance by Adam Strange. Yes, Adam Strange. Who's here with his wife, Leah, who in the following decade, these two become parents to a daughter. In the Adam Strange miniseries that was drawn by Adam Kubert. Yep. Mostly put exactly, it's like him reuniting with his beautiful wife. There was a joke at one point where the reason why they didn't keep Jab back on Earth just so that because he had this really silly theory that basically Aaliyah's father did not want to be together, but yeah, they had been together anyways. So after they had a round of sex, he puts his clothes back on, and then of course basically he meets, and of course we have Sardanth, who meets up with Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Which they pop up the very next issue. And also, Hawkgirl is very revealing in these issues. Oh my gosh, she's very revealing. So, we have, looks like Adam Strange. Here's Hawkgirl. Yeah, it's like basically like the artist of this issue. This is issue number 58. The artist, Rick Falk, decided apparently Hawkgirl should not wear her normal attire. Just put her in the regular pick her into Hawkgirl shorts, have straps covering her chest, and have spikes. As a guy, I don't have a problem with this. So apparently this is not Hawkgirl. This is someone who looks like Hawkgirl, but isn't. Yep. So yeah, we have Adam Strange meet up with Swamp Thing. I think this was the first Alan Moore wrote Adam Strange. He never wrote Adam Strange after this, so mostly put a lot of these issues, it's basically Adam Strange trying to get back to go. He says goodbye to his wife because he'll zap away because of Zeta Beam. And of course, basically, he just walks off. Probably see him again. And of course, basically, the whole thing of these issues is basically Swamp Thing trying to get back with Abigail, which he does. He spends the whole, we have those weird artwork here. But that's mostly exactly what the plot of these issues are, is Swamp Thing trying to get back to Earth after his body was destroyed, apparently by one of the Green Lanterns. But Phil, who is basically a one-eyed Green Lantern, people call him Cyclops. So, yeah. So, he finds his way to get back to Earth, and finally he does get back to Earth. Of course, it gets experienced by Metron. Yes, Metron of the New Gods, which is something. Oh, yeah, and here's something you might find interesting. Because this is something apparently the writers in the last decade have forgotten. Here's another thing. Here's another thing that, Metron does not leave his chair. He's always drawn in his chair. The only time he was taken out of his chair was by Batman. With one of his lasso. Here he is, out of his chair and walking. Yes. So, this is something that bugs me about Metron. Where, pre-Flashpoint, over the years, artists, I think Kirby established this, he can get out of his chair. He's not, like, stuck to it. He's not controlled by the chair. But Jeff Johns apparently has it where, he cannot leave his chair. He's stuck in the damn thing. Like, he can move his body, but he can't stand up and get out of the frickin' chair. It's like he's controlled by the Mobius chair. So eventually, by 63, the penultimate issue of this whole run, Swamp Thing himself finally gets back to Earth. And I do mean finally. Yeah, he's back on Earth. And then we have, I love the fact that this color image is like this because the very next issue basically uses this style of coloring. Because Rick Fox takes over the book. Yep. So they reunite. It's a big happy ending to this run. And then, like, not long after this, you want to know what happened? Okay, I will give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. It was really good. What happened afterwards? Well, about a year into Rick Fox's run, Swamp Thing possessed John Constantine to have sex with his wife just so they can have a kid together. I am not kidding. Basically, Swamp Thing forced John Constantine to have sex with his wife. I do not know why, despite the fact Tuffy Holland is, Abigail Holland's daughter. In the case of the father, biologically, it's John Constantine. So John Constantine has one kid. Officially. And Rick Fox establishes not long into his run, of course. Yep. And by the way, here are your writers for the remainder of this entire run for Swamp Thing. After Rick Fox, basically, he starts 65. Does skip one issue by James Tillo. Actually, 2 issues. James Tillo and Sam Bossa comes in for an issue. With, of course, Neil Gaiman doing an annual. Basically, the person who plays him is Doug Wheeler, with Andrew Helfer doing a fill issue. And after that, then we have a very lengthy run, 3 years, by Nancy A. Collins, who had 2 fill-in writers for her run, who have basically have fill-in writer for 3 issues he's missed, which was Dick Foreman. And then after she left, we had Mark Miller team up with Grant Morrison for a few issues, and the remainder of the run was Mark Millar. And did you know the next run was done by Brian K. Vaughan? Yes. Yeah, and then, of course, basically we had Volume 4, which was published prior to Flashpoint, and then we had the Bright Eye Search of Swamp Thing miniseries. Eventually, I had a few more books for Swamp Thing. The most recent book for Swamp Thing was the Ram B stuff, which was really good. Before that, we had Lee Wing return to the book. First time since, I kid you not, this was the first that Lee Wing had returned to the book since the original run. Yeah, he'd been away from the book for a long period of time. Yeah, he never came back. Yeah. So, we have Rick Fox. Now, if you're curious though, is the issues of Swamp Thing that come after this one, is Rick Fox's entire run and trade? The answer is no. It is not. All but 6 issues of his run. Yeah. The writer succeeded and then on, she gets a whole run and trade. Yep. And get this. The final, basically from 110 to 171, that's all in trade. But the issues that came, some of the issues from 82 to 109, they're not in trade. Would I be reviewing the stuff in there? Yes, definitely. I have been considering basically for digital stuff to add some DC stuff because I did do a review for some issues from Green Lantern Corps. So I'm thinking maybe when I run out of Marvel stuff, because well, I might think of adding in the future, but who knows? But it depends. All right, next up we have is Punchline Gotham game, written by Tina Howard. Yes, Punchline's first and only series she had of her own. Well, you're thinking, wait, what about her run she had in Joker? That was a backup feature. That led to this. Now, from what I heard, Tinieth, when he was asked about this miniseries, he had no idea this miniseries was even happening. I heard this critical thinking. I don't know if this is true or not, because apparently DC higher-ups are not communicating stuff to their comic creators. And that's probably the reason why Tinieth only does just Nightmare Country for them. Because he doesn't want anything to do with the higher-ups because they keep screwing him over. Like, here's something also. Like, I heard about this, where the Batman TV movie people love. Yeah, this stuff like that is based upon a miniseries he wrote. Tinieth did not know anything about it. He just gave an email about it. He was never communicating about it. Until the guy who was the scriptwriter approached him at a friend's birthday party, telling him about it. Like, what? Yes, seriously. And also Scott Snyder was not informed that the Court of Owls be featured in the Gotham Knights video game. Yeah, he had no idea about that. Now, Tina Howard writes this miniseries, and after this miniseries wraps up, Punchline becomes a villain for not Harley Quinn. You would think that basically DC will allow, Punchline, the woman who was supposed to replace Harley Quinn, become a villain for her. No! For some strange reason, right after this miniseries wraps up, Punchline becomes a villain for Catwoman. I have no idea. You would think Tini Howard currently does both books. You would think Punchline appeared in a book, but here's the strange thing. That book has been out now for almost 3 years. And Punchline herself has never appeared in Harley Quinn. Nope. Never. The only time Harley Quinn ever met her was in the pages of Batman. And you think, really? Yeah. I don't know whose idea is it to keep Punchline away from the Harley Quinn book, but this was stupid. You would think basically DC would allow her to appear in Harley Quinn, especially since she's kind of in the way Harley Quinn's arch nemesis, in a way. But nope, let's stop her in Catwoman. I don't know why. So we have Punchline is popular, and she's kind of her own villain in her own miniseries. Well, kind of, but not really. We also have Bluebird appearing here because this miniseries is basically a loose follow-up to the Punchline backup feature from Joker. Which, here's a fun fact. Did you know that backup feature took almost the entire run, except for 2 issues? It started issue 2, and it wrapped up issue 14. And you're thinking, was featured in the annual the Joker had? Nope. Yeah. Yeah, and at one point, you have Punchline kidnapping Harper Rowe's brother. Though, of course, basically, she teams up with Nightwing. Yes, Nightwing. And I at least appreciate that Tina Howard actually does a decent job writing Dick Grayson. I'm like, wow. He's in character. He's basically, he doesn't like, he also brings, he mentions the Bluebird. He doesn't, Batman doesn't like when people mess with his toys. Even though that she's worked with Batman family. Like, did Tina Howard not remember the fact that she has worked with Batman family before? Oh yeah, and they also bring up a special weapon that she developed in the final issue of Batman and Robin Eternal. Yes, seriously. But this miniseries, if you think about it, overall, it's a pretty fun book. A lot of it, the plot of it, just basically Punchline, just doing her own criminal. It's basically like a solo book for her, with Bluebird trying to take her down. Obviously, Blake Howard was the co-writer of this book, with Gabe Markov, Max Renner, and Will Robson. Excuse me. Well, Gabe Markov is the cover artist. Now, oh look, Here's Punchline from Harley Quinn. Too bad we can't see this in the Harley Quinn title. Yeah. But this miniseries is a lot of fun. I actually kind of enjoyed this. And of course, Batman does appear in this book, obviously. But Batman, it seems like he doesn't want anything much to do with her. At all. Not really. Oh yeah, also one point in the book, you have Punchline team up with two notorious type of villains. First, she teams up with the Royal Flush Gang. You know, Justice League villains who appear in Batman. Now you're probably thinking, was the first time? No, because they were recurring characters in Batman Beyond, so there's a connection there. And Grant Morrison character, Professor Pig. Yep, a character DC loves featuring in comics. Now, Grant Morrison didn't feature him very much. Not really. There's also one point featured Joker in here. Yes, Joker. Yeah, he's featured in the book, which is strange to say the least. And of course, they do bring up when Joker last... And also, Joker has been altered. Yes. Not sure why, but he has been altered. He is bald now in this book, and he's got surgery. Mentioned, oh yeah, what happened to like? Yeah, he's just never ruined. By the way, her top is removed. She's in her bra. She's got her shoes off. I'm thinking, okay, does Joker not know how to stitch up a wound properly? So apparently, they mentioned. Oh yeah, so I mentioned about the Orville brothel. It wasn't me. Never mind, it's a long story. Check out the Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, number 4. Court Apartment. You guys have the Court Apartment, right? Yeah, and here's sexy Punchline standing over Joker, and she's topless, though she's covered at least with a bra. I mean, the way it looks like Joker basically just cut off her own top. It looks like, though, that her top, it's like they, from the look of it, it seems like that she, oh yeah, she's in her underwear. So it looks like they cut out the purple stuff. It's like they cut up her own costume for reasons. Of course, she beats the Joker up. Yeah, as for why the heck it looks like this, well, we'll review when I read that book when kitchen it's. And then, like, next time we see her, she's back in normal clothes. Like, she puts her clothes back on. I'm like, pretty lady, can't you please get some new clothes? Like, you can get yourself a new outfit. You're basically a crime boss. You basically do that. Nope, let's basically wear rags for no reason. Be sexy, and of course, be as sexy as possible. Also, here's a bit of inconsistency here. Look at this panel here. We see where she's got torn up panel. Portion of her outfit, and the next time we see her, and the top portion of is fixed. Did the editor basically sleep at the wheel? Basically, when it comes to how Punchline's outfit looks, like look at the cover. It's still got the holes in the top, and yet here in the book, the top is perfectly fine, and yet the legs still got holes, but not the top. Like what? Yeah, this is kind of weird. And then here's something weird though. Look at this. Fully fixed one page. And the very next page, the holes come back. What? Yeah. Now, I'm not blaming the writer for this. It's not her fault. No, I blame the artist. Okay. So, the person you can blame for this inconsistency with basically Punchline's outfit, I'm blaming this on the editor. Yes, the editor was asleep with the wheel, couldn't basically keep Punchline's outfit consistent the whole book. At least Batman's consistent. Because God would be inconsistent in a book. Yes. So yeah, and then basically the miniseries ends on sort of a cliffhanger with her getting away, and then she shows up in Catwoman along after this. This actually is a pretty good book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Though, yeah, there's some artistic fails in the book, obviously, but still a good book overall. Yep, so yeah, that's it particular view. Next up we have is Jujutsu Kaisen. It's the last thing we'll discuss for a while until this weekend. Do I think it might back up more? Well, One Piece definitely back next week. Don't worry about that. And, well, probably review Riser here probably Sunday as well. Okay, next video. Bye.